Hello everybody and welcome to another Imperator Z StarCraft 2 cast. And we are moving up the leagues, folks. This is a gold level replay and we might actually see something interesting this time. Interesting, by that I mean people actually doing things as they should. The people are producing workers. I don't think we've seen that before. It's a good strategy, folks. Also, this replay, while still not on the current version for some reason, appears to have been played on a version with stuff like this. We've got the name overlay thing, and we've got a timer for you guys. We have a Terran versus Protoss on our hands, or Protoss versus Terran, depending on which way you swing. And as for now, things are quite calm. People are building workers, as they should, Stuff is mining. We've got the beginnings of a wall-off going. Terrans like to wall-off. Apparently the Protoss doesn't like to wall-off that much right now. Maybe he doesn't care if he's scouted. Maybe he just doesn't want the Terran attacking up his ramp, which I think is a good idea, because the Terran could build a barracks somewhere here and then just float it up and have vision and kill everything the Protoss owns production-wise, and that can be quite bad, especially if it happens early enough. We have the two players. We have dSt and Maxit equal on worker count, which is good. Nothing has died yet. Thank goodness, because otherwise I would have missed it. Income-wise, I think dSt is a tiny bit ahead. I think he has one more worker mining. So that's... actually looks different again now. He does have more workers. That's because Maxit is actually building his orbital command at 15. I think it was 15. Which is the time you should be building your orbital command at. Things are going well for Maxit. As for dSt, I think he stopped building workers at 18. That's a bit early if you want to 4-gate. He just cut probes, I guess. Or forgot about them maybe. With another chrono boost. If you are gonna 4-gate, you usually don't want a chrono boost, so I don't think we have a 4-gate coming up. We have a single gas being mined. The second gas just came up right now for the Terran, so he's probably going something more gas heavy. Makes sense. He's making mules. Best unit in the game, mules. They are free and they mine minerals. What more could you ask for? They're almost as good as your starting workers, which allow you to build anything at all. We have a bunker coming up. Might be a bit overkill. I don't see what sort of aggression he's expecting right now. We have the SCB waiting patiently. He's seen... He hasn't seen that much.
Our SCVs are under attack.
And the SCV has died. There are 4 Marines in this bunker. At least the bunker's not standing around doing nothing at all, but this could have gone better. We still have workers in production for both players. The Terran still being a bit behind. Maxit being a bit behind. And now he just forgot workers, but at this point in the game I can see that happening at gold level. I'm the same, or I would be if I did play Terran. Now it's getting ridiculous though. He's really waiting a long time with those workers. Don't know, maybe he's gearing up for a rush? No, I don't see it. There's just not enough stuff in production. There's a tank and a marine being built. This is actually kind of 1-1-1 like. Though, I mean, it's not a 1-1-1 because otherwise the tech lab would have switched from the factory or the barracks to the starport. We have 2 upgrades coming up from our Protoss. Both the simulators working and pumping gas now. Terran's behind in worker count. I think this is gonna come bite him in the back. So, as you can see, it's not that bad resource-wise because he does have the mules. Protoss hasn't been diligently chrono boosting his stuff. He should either be chrono boosting the forge or the workers, depending on what he wants to build. This is about the time people should be gearing up for either a quick attack, timing push, or an expansion. It appears dSt is opting for a timing push. This probe will build a pylon somewhere, and then he's going to attack. Maxit, though, he has siege tanks. You don't see those that often in a Protoss versus Terran, because usually they are not that good. Things can just walk into your siege line and kill them. But if you're being attacked and the Protoss is stupid enough just to walk into your defenses, of course the siege tanks are worth the weight in gold. How much does a siege tank weigh, I wonder? I'm sure there's lore about it that tells us. How much does a marine weigh? The armor, I'm sure, is quite heavy. There we go, we have an army being massed outside of Maxit's base. However, you see, army value-wise, players are about even. Maxit has the defender's advantage, but the pylon here nullifies it a bit. It doesn't nullify it completely. It's like saying it dies a bit, isn't it? Or being a bit boring, whatever. There's a battle going on. There's a battle going on, and I forgot to tell you about it, but you can see, the Terran is winning. It's a combination of Banshees, tanks, and Marines. Awesome. The Protoss has lost pretty much everything by now, and I'm sure he's scrambling to sort of catch up, but the siege tanks, oh, those siege tanks. I don't know if there's anything dSt can do at this point. He can try to snipe the Banshees, at least this one. This one would have been nice, but it's probably smarter to just run away. The Banshees are heading for his base. They're going to do a harass. And Maxit, meanwhile, wanted to say he's macroing up. He's actually macroing up, sort of. His money's not getting high, but he is not building any more workers. He's not building enough workers. Right now he has enough money. He could be expanding. There's no reason to push more units because he's killing so many probes. He's killed the whole army of his opponent, and he's still way ahead in army count. Yeah, there the expansion goes, but still not enough SCVs. Now the SCVs are coming up. dSt, meanwhile, he's not rebuilding his workers. He's down to 21. It's about 6-7 workers killed. How do you check? Yeah, 8 workers even. Probably the one who built the pylon as well. And we have an observer coming out. It's probably the thing you'll want least right now. Maybe if you expect the other guy to cloak his Banshees, which I guess is a valid concern. But really, you should be concerned with other things more. I think the only thing that could save dSt now would be to expand twice and just hope his opponent doesn't attack, but as you can see, that's not very likely. Maxit's gearing up for the big game-ending push here, I would assume. And his army is dwarfing dSt's. Maybe not dwarfing, but with the composition that dSt has, he can do pretty much nothing against this. The Banshees can just give vision for the high ground and kill everything as long as it's running away. And the siege tanks, they're there to make the things run away. And the Marines, they're just here to be Marines and to kill everything as well, like all the other Terran units that are placed around here. And both players are now equal in worker count. Maxit has just gone ahead. And this is now just a matter of time. This is a matter of time. Maxit's army way ahead. Both players macroing badly. Macroing really badly. And I can see why Maxit's not macroing correctly, because he probably has his eyes on this push. He doesn't want anything weird to happen, whatever that could be. Maybe a Colossus. I don't know what really could happen anymore. He should be macroing back at his base. He really should be. He's using the hotkeys. Always good. dSt is using one hotkey. Not so good. And this game, This game pretty much ended because of a failed push from dSt. It just didn't work. He moved all his stuff into a siege line, and that's never a good idea. It's always a bad idea to run your things into siege tanks. What he should have done was just pull back when he saw the siege line and expand. Because while siege tanks, as soon as they're at your base, they're very good at killing it, but getting to your base, now that's a problem. He could have taken the tower in the middle and just waited it out and macroed up and won the game with Colossi or maybe even Void Race, whatever the Protoss like to do. But this attack, that just failed. A 4 gateway attack. And that's it, folks. The Terran wins with... I'm not gonna call it a 1-1-1. Again, I already said that. It's not a 1-1-1. But he built one of each production building first. And made lots of different units, which is very hard for Protoss to deal with at any level. And even harder if they don't use their Chrono Boost. And if they run their stuff into your siege lines. This has been it for the cast today. I would love it if you could like this video or even subscribe to my channel. And if you want one of your replays casted, just send them to me at zreplays@gmail.com. I'll post an email address in the description if you couldn't understand my weird accent. And I'll cast pretty much everything you send in to me, because I love attention, and that's probably all the attention I will ever get. So, that's been it for me. I've said that before, but it really has been it. GG. Insane camera micro for the win. You see the lightning? Suspended lightning? I always wanted to see lightning in suspension. Looks cool. Blizzard are awesome. You are awesome, guys. Rockets, missiles, flying, killing, destroying. This forge is actually dead. The forge is dead. Wow. I gotta build more Benjis.